Have you ever really stopped to wonder what the world feels like to your dog? We talk a lot about their amazing sense of smell or their super sharp hearing, but today we're diving into a sense that's every bit as powerful and complex, their sense of touch. It's this incredible world of tiny vibrations, invisible air currents, and of course, deep emotional connection. And you know what? It might just hold the key to a really old mystery.
So let's just jump right in with the big one, right? This is a question that's been floating around for centuries. I'm sure you've heard the stories. Dogs that start acting really weird, barking like crazy, or hiding just moments before the ground begins to shake. So what's the deal? Is it just folklore, some kind of sixth sense, or is there actually some real science behind it?
Well, it's not just a question for storytellers anymore. Researchers are officially on the case. And get this, in a huge new project, the Max Planck Institute of Animal Behavior has teamed up with the pet tracking company Tractive. They are analyzing real-time activity data from nearly 1 million pets all over the world to see if they can finally spot a pattern, to find a real scientific answer to whether our dogs can be an early warning system.
Okay, so to even begin to understand how this could be possible, we've got to start from the ground up, literally. Let's take a closer look at a dog's paws, because they are so much more than just little cushions for walking. They're actually incredibly sophisticated sensory instruments. Now, the secret sauce, the key to this whole thing, lies in this tiny biological feature with a big name, Pacinian corpuscles. Basically, these are super specialized nerve endings, a type of mechanoreceptor that are packed deep inside a dog's paw pads. Just think of them as these tiny built-in biological vibration detectors.
So what do these little receptors actually do? Well, they are tuned to a level of sensitivity that honestly, we humans can't even begin to imagine. They can feel the absolute tiniest high-frequency vibrations that travel through the earth. The exact kind of faint tremors that often happen before a major earthquake, but are completely undetectable to us. They can also sense the most minute shifts in ground pressure. It's incredible.
So, here's the takeaway. If a dog can sense an earthquake coming, it's not because of some mystical, magical power. It's just advanced biology doing its thing. Their paws are basically acting like these finely tuned seismographs, giving them a heads up through pure mechanics. It's just an amazing piece of evolutionary engineering.
All right, so let's move up from the ground to the air all around them. See, the paws are just one part of their tactile sensory toolkit. The other key players, they're right there on their face. They're whiskers.
Whiskers, or if you want to get technical, vibrissae, are so much more than just long hairs. Each and every one is a complex sensory tool. It's not the whisker itself that has any feeling. Instead, any little movement or vibration gets sent all the way down to a follicle at its base that's just packed with nerves, shooting a detailed signal straight to the brain. So what's their job? Well, they pretty much act like super antennas, creating this detailed 3D map of the space right around the dog's head. They can feel the slightest change in air currents, which helps them detect someone approaching even in total darkness. And this is brilliant. It's how they can navigate tight spaces with such confidence. They use their whiskers to tell if an opening is wide enough to get through. Okay, so we've talked about how dogs feel the physical world around them, but their sense of touch is also absolutely central to their emotional world and to our connection with them. And this is where the chemistry really comes into play.
And this is where it gets really personal for you and your dog. Because this is a two-way street. Scientific research has shown that the simple act of petting your dog has these profound physical effects. For both of you, it lowers levels of cortisol, that's the main stress hormone, while at the same time it boosts oxytocin, which everyone calls the love hormone or the bonding hormone.
Just look at this comparison here. On one side, you have the body's typical stress response. Cortisol is high, heart's racing, anxiety is up. But when you introduce gentle, rhythmic petting, you get the exact opposite effect. Heart rates actually slow down, that feeling of trust and safety grows, and that wonderful oxytocin kicks in, making that bond between you even stronger. Touch is just this natural, powerful regulator for the nervous system. And look, this isn't just some nice, fuzzy idea. It is a documented biological process. Researchers have actually identified a real oxytocin loop that happens between dogs and their owners. When you pet your dog, your oxytocin goes up. This makes them feel safe and bonded, which then raises their oxytocin, reinforcing that amazing feeling in this continuous, beautiful cycle.
So what does all this science actually mean for us as dog owners? Well,
It means that touch is literally a language. And when you understand this language, it lets you communicate with your dog on a much, much deeper level and give them the security and connection they really need.
So here are a few simple takeaways. First, respect the paws. Just knowing how incredibly sensitive they are helps us understand why some dogs really don't like having their paws handled. Second, pet with a purpose. That calm, rhythmic stroking we talked about, that's a powerful tool you can use to help your dog feel safe, especially when they're stressed out. And finally, just watch their body language. They will tell you what they like and what they don't. Learning to read those signals, that's the key to a respectful and truly effective conversation.
So the next time your dog leans into your hand or nudges you for a pet or just rests a paw on your lap, take a second and remember the complex world of science and emotion that's happening in that one simple moment. Touch is their connection to the world, and it's their connection to you. So the only real question left is, what are they telling you?